Hey guys, this is Trevor. Thought I'd give you an update on what I've been doing. Well, it's official. I am no longer just day trading S&P futures. I might occasionally look to get into a trade if I see some opportunity come up, but went over my trading from last year, over my trading from this year, and I cut everything out that just wasn't performing well, and that was one of them, S&P futures, and been trading those things for about 3 years now. I started my career trading stocks back in '97. Um, had one of my best trades I ever had was buying calls on Qualcomm just before it went up and hit $200. I myself had a wonderful trade. I remember one of the traders I sat next to made, I think he made $15 million on that trade. Still a friend of mine. Uh, he he's not really trading much now anymore. But now I made my second best trade in one position, and that was in QIHU. I'll show you guys that. I know if you've been following my journal at all, you know that I've been long this thing since just before Christmas. It was based on some Wyckoff stuff as well as some John Carter stuff, and I'll get a little bit more into that too. John Carter, I've taken a course from him in Las Vegas, and I've been taking quite a few of his online courses. Met him in person. He's a really nice guy. He's a real trader. He makes real money. Saw him make a million, close to 1.5 million, I think about 2, 3 weeks ago on Tesla, just before it took off. And so the guy knows what he's doing. And one thing I learned from him is keep things simple and to just manage the trade and try not to put your opinion on top of it. And it's also interesting when you watch him pick his trades. Not saying he's not a great technician, but he doesn't spend a lot of time dissecting a chart. He won't lament over a chart for hours before he decides to take a trade and look at it. He either likes it or he doesn't like it. Now he has that luxury because he's trading stocks. You know, when you're day trading S&Ps, you don't have that luxury. And that's another reason I'm not trading them anymore. But anyways, so here was a spring test of a spring. So I initiated a position here, bought about $5,000 worth of options, bought some Delta 70s, Delta 20s, added on to the position here, added on to the position here, and then just been sitting on this thing till today. I finally closed out last on my position. I closed some of it off right on this bar. I closed some more of it off at this target I had here a few days ago. And then earnings are coming out tomorrow, and I've got such a huge profit in this thing, and I only have 17 days left on my options. I just decided, I'm just going to take my profit, and I finally exited that trade. It feels good to get out of that trade. Um, Now, the reason I'm no longer trading futures is day trading the futures, that is. I'll still trade futures, but you can pick the markets that are trending in stocks, and you have hundreds of stocks. So even if the S&Ps are going sideways, instead of busting my forehead against my monitor trying to eke out some profit in the choppy movement, I could be looking for stocks like Apple, and it's been going straight up for years. Even when the market wasn't doing anything, Apple had plenty of opportunities to make money, uh, and uh, and that's a great luxury to have. Like I look at yesterday, I'm so thankful. I had a really good day yesterday as well as today. Today's one a really good day for my best day this year so far. Um, Look at the S&Ps. Sure, I would have been looking to go long yesterday, but look at this choppy movement. I mean, it's just not pretty. There was a pullback here on the 3,000 tick chart. I probably would have gotten there and been hemming and hawing over this and wondering if I should get out. Instead, I just owned a bunch of stocks, and it just was so much easier to trade. Um, I will give you guys an example of a trade I'm in right now. Perfect example. One trade like this wipes out, you know, 4 or 5 losers and then gives you profit on top of that. I could be right 40% of the trade time, sorry, and still make money. For instance, here I bought it long here. I thought we were starting to turn up, got stopped out, had a spring, jumped right back in here, made back more than enough to cover this loss in this position. I bought $5,000 worth of options here, sold my Delta 70s for about a $4,500 profit. Real risk on the trade was probably $2,500. And I'll show you right here. It's not showing the other 4,500, so I'm up close to 17 grand in this position today. As you can see, it makes up for a multitude of sins. Here's FXY. That's a decent loss. I'm pretty much out of that position already. HLF, I've been sitting on this loss for about 2 weeks. I kind of let my options expire. Worthless on this. I probably should have cut that loss a little quicker. But as you can see, I mean, my winners are so much bigger than my losses. Here's my QIHU. This is the profits I made in my position today on that trade. Book that one. But you don't have to be right that often. And how often do you get a trade like this trading the S&P futures intraday? I mean, this trade's not even done yet. My targets on this thing are around 111 is my big target, 102. Wait, this thing's moving. It could gap up here and just go straight to the moon. The other trade I did this last week, perfect example. You just never know what's going to happen on these things. I didn't have as big a position as I did in FSUN, but I had a position right in here. You can see we're absorbing these levels back here, making higher highs, higher lows. We had a little bit of a divergent bar here. We're in a squeeze. We already started breaking above these highs. I went ahead and bought a position. Next day, gapped open, took some profit, took the last bit of my profit here, kept going. I mean, perfect example of, you make so much more money trading stocks on a swing basis than you can day trading the S&Ps. At least I can, with a lot less stress. So that's what I'm doing now. And just to give you guys some trades I'm in, if you're interested in following these things. Celgene is one I'm in now. I may ditch it because it's not doing much today. I was expecting it to move out of this level, but it's not really doing anything. I am in TLT, still in TLT. I just bought ODFL today when we broke out above this level. It's in a squeeze as well, but as you see, we're oversold, had climactic action, demand came in, most demand since this down move began. I'm trading these things a little different. Instead of looking for the no supply test and getting in here, I just wait for a breakout. It's cleaner. And if it's in a squeeze, it's even better. And so I'm in that stock. And a bunch of other ones. I don't need to go through all of them. I just kind of give you the highlights of some I'm in. Here's one I bought. It was a squeeze here. Bought it when it broke out. Had lots of demand. Look at that demand. No supply. Test the range of this bar. Held it. Moving higher. So when we broke out here, I just bought some. So I'm in SBNY. It's kind of up thrusting here, but I don't know. It doesn't look like an up thrust to me. Generally, it's already traded above it, tested it a few times. We can easily come back up tomorrow on the stock. So that's what I'm doing. John Carter, simpleroptions.com. I'd recommend it if you're interested in trading stocks or learning how to trade a squeeze or anything like that. Gary, I've learned a lot from him too, but I think his style of trading is a little different than what my personality, I think, works with. He's really good at subjectivity. I know he can pick key reversal bars and he does really well with that, and he's a really good trader. But for me, I think I need more of a shotgun approach. It's my personality. I just think I work better in this. I'm less stressed. And anyways, that's what I'm doing, and hopefully you guys find it useful or helpful, and I'll keep you posted on how it goes moving forward.